When it comes to infrastructure, it's still lots of talk, little action. Hello, I'm Steve Forbes, and this is What's Ahead, where you get the insights you need to better navigate these turbulent times. There's no shortage of attention these days on infrastructure. Members of both political parties profess to love it. After all, building and maintaining bridges, airports, pipelines, mass transit, and so on all means spending money, lots of it, and politicians love spending money. So why is the state of the U.S. infrastructure lagging that of so many other countries? Why does it take years to get something done that once could have been done in months? Why do similar projects in Europe and Japan take far less time and cost far less than in the U.S.? Why, for instance, does a subway project in New York City cost 2 to 4 times what it costs in Paris? The biggest villain here is litigation. Thanks to a Supreme Court decision decades ago, combined with the National Environmental Policy Act, NEPA, just about any group can sue to block or delay a project on the narrowest and most frivolous of grounds. Regulators are usually passive, letting the courts adjudicate these things in a leisurely manner. Delay means money and all too oftentimes outright cancellation. Judges and bureaucrats alike are too afraid to just declare, "This is nonsense, toss it out." The classic case of idiotic delays came a few years ago when it was proposed that the existing roadway of the Bayonne Bridge, which spans New Jersey and New York City, be raised to accommodate large ships. Raising the roadway instead of building a new bridge would virtually have no environmental impact and save considerable time and money. In a normal world, this should have been a quick basic engineering and construction project because it used the existing bridge supports. Nonetheless, delays and unnecessary expenses ensued, as the undertaking still had to endure 10,000 pages of environmental reviews and another 10,000 pages of bureaucratic permitting. West Virginia Senator Joe Manchin had a proposal to expedite the environmental approval process for major energy infrastructure projects. The Mountain State lawmaker thought he had Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer's blessing, but Schumer didn't raise a finger when Democratic Party leftists objected. The initiative failed. Moreover, the Manchin bill was seriously flawed. It included only energy projects, ignoring such areas as highways. It contained a section that would have allowed the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission to ramrod approval over state objections of electric transmission lines for so-called renewables that would have hurt the viability of fossil fuel and nuclear power plants. And get this, it would force states to pay for these green lines. It did next to nothing to curb lawsuit abuse. Genuine reform would include all infrastructure sectors, confine environmental objections to major issues, have firm timelines for court reviews, and rein in nuisance lawsuits. Unfortunately, the Biden administration shows no interest in such reforms. In fact, it recently made rule changes that will add months or even years to get project approvals. This is all intolerable. I'm Steve Forbes. Thanks for listening. Do send in your comments and suggestions. I look forward to being with you soon again.